The very first letter from Madeline came just months after the abandonment of her child and her marriage. The fullness of autumn was in its slow drift toward winter, and Dogwood House felt the cold.
She's in Nordhaven, like you said, Mother. There's no apology, no begging for forgiveness. She writes like it's any other day.
The Ratliffs were furious and bewildered with the actions of their kin. How could she leave her baby like that? To walk out on a husband was one thing, but poor little Celeste. Joey was heartbroken under his anger. The thought often antagonized his mind. Why didn't she come and talk to him? What had he done to break her trust and confidence in him? Corin's fury was plain yet confused. It had been she that comforted Joey after he, Robin, and David had returned, fruitless, from the station. She had been a wild youth herself, and yes, she had done some questionable things in her pursuits, but she had never abandoned her children. She could never forgive her daughter for it. And yet, a secret part of her understood, and that made her anger all the worse. Robin went quiet. He'd always gone quiet when things were particularly bad. For the life of him, he couldn't make it all out. Addie always stuck to things. To this day, she still teased voting him out to an orphanage when he vexed her. So why couldn't she stick to her baby? And Celeste was awful cute and sweet as far as babies go. He wrote Addie as much. Helene understood Addie's plight. She just wished well. She wished she'd consulted her first. They could have found a way. There's always a way. And now her sister was an ocean gone, and Helene penned the same letter over and over with the same result. It could never be sent. Helene understood secret wants. She should have been more aware of what measures Addie would take. She simply hadn't been clear-headed as of late. Because after she walked into Dogwood House and saw Atlas.
"What are you doing here? How did you find me?"
"I didn't find you. My sister sent for me, and now I'm a hired man."
"Your sister? Who's your sister?"
"Ora Crosby. So, Ms. Ratliff, it's looking like you found me."
As for Anna, well, she wasn't a Ratliff, and so didn't feel as a Ratliff feels. Anna loved every inch of Dogwood House, from dirt to sky and everything between. Anna had cooked and painted and even talked with her mother, something they'd never done before. It was odd that her mother suddenly paid her mind, but her mother was odd at all times. But a woman like her mother was apt to be discontent. Mary didn't like that someone with such a family as Robin's allowed hired men to eat at their supper table. Proof his mother was a Negro lover. It was then understandable that her mother was aggrieved that her poor Miss Minnie had begun traipsing in the mud like some common dog. "Poor Duke doesn't even recognize her anymore," she'd said. Anna was so relieved when her mother left that she didn't mind a bit when Mr. and Mrs. Ratliff came to stay a while, though she didn't quite understand why a newlywed couple had so many guests.
"It's 'cause you're a pair of young fools and they're fearing you'll show just how young and foolish y'all are,"
said Ora. Anna couldn't help but love her. She came twice a week for 2 whole months just to show Anna how to can, pickle, preserve, and try and prepare for winter. And while they were inside, Oscar was teaching Robin how to mend and build. She said the lessons were their wedding present. But Ora brought a treasure trove of good things for cooking, and Oscar a load of tools, all of them to keep. Professor Joey, as Anna accidentally called him so often, it stuck, was so gentle and kind, and had started his own exotic garden. Anna loved how he and that queer Atlas fellow got along, though she never could piece out what in the world they were ever talking about. Who was Mark, and why were they always gossiping about his parole chariots? Helene was so stately and intelligent, one would think she would be real lofty, but Anna thought she wasn't at all. Now Mrs. Ratliff, who Anna would never dream of calling Corinne, was a lofty lady. She made one wonder if thinking highly of yourself was really such a bad thing. They all were such nice folks. Anna had never met people so plainly nice. So when Addie did what she did, Anna felt real sorry for them all. But she knew all the Tolliver boys, and David was the least interesting of the bunch. It had always surprised Anna that someone so refined like Addie would marry David over Ashley, or a Tolliver at all. It wasn't needed for her to fret. She knew that inside. Someone with such a good family like those folks had to be good too. They would just have to be just even better to Celeste until her mother came home. Anna felt in her bones Addie would.